Here's Hudson. Challenger.
If you come at the king, you best not miss.
Acknowledge us.
Hey, this is the Red Carpet Rave featuring TBK, the Turnbuckle King. We are here at it again to talk about this week. Did Developmental or Main Wednesday Show 1? What are we talking about? We talking about NXT versus AEW Dynamite. Who won the viewership war this week? And we are talking about this is the second edition of this show. Now, I know that this is a new concept that I'm doing, brand new concept, and this is the second one, and we always go over the ratings war between AEW Dynamite and NXT Tuesday, NXT versus Dynamite. And if you guys check, since this is the second edition, I did do one last week. If you guys want to tune in, I did last week called Comparing the Numbers. And we talked about how NXT defeated AEW in the viewership last week. This week, brand new week. So we want to know who won between both shows. Who won? So we definitely going to compare the numbers of AEW Dynamite and NXT Tuesday. You guys tune in to the ring, and we will definitely get that going. Let's see who came in before we begin. Let's see who came in the ring. Mr. Approach, let's go. How you doing, man? Mr. Approach, stay on the streets, guys. Be safe out there, Mr. Approach. We see you, man. Figure 4 TV, salute to you. Gerard, what's going on? Salute to the chat. I'm in the train, headed home from work. Salute to you. Thanks for coming out. Be safe out there, man. I heard us knuckleheads on them trains these days. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. Gotta have that energy. Definitely gotta have that energy, man. Especially when you're watching NXT Tuesday and AEW Dynamite. So let's go over the viewership, guys. We are going to talk about both shows this week. First off, let's talk about NXT viewership. They had 610,000 viewership. Now, for NXT, it fell through. Didn't do so good compared to last week. Now, last week, they had 656,000 viewership last week. So they went down about maybe 40,000 in viewership. Yeah, definitely, man. So this is crazy. It says right here that for the viewership that the numbers fell through in the 3-week high numbers, and it said that they were down, not just in range, but the 18 to 49 key demographic. Last week it was 0.24, and this week it was 0.20. So it went down a little notch. Last week, we know it was higher. So they had a bad week. But I will say this about NXT. The viewership may have declined a little bit. It may have declined, but the show was much better. Show was definitely much better, guys. I liked it. I like how it was. So I would say that. Definitely better. But yeah, it was crazy though. Because they had some good moments in the show. We had by Femi. He main evented NXT, defending his NXT North American Championship against Duke Hudson from Chase U. Great match. Here go, like I said, Roxanne, remember, she cut her promo talking about setting up a future feud between herself and Thea Hale. So we had that moment. And we also had other key moments. We had key moments, guys. We had the NXT Great American Bash coming up. They announced NXT No Mercy, and they also announced NXT Halloween Havoc in September and October. You had Ethan Page had a match. And then lastly, right before NXT went off the air, you had Brooks Jensen, who they've been properly building He's going to have a one-on-one match against his former tag team partner, Josh Briggs, in a no DQ match next week. So very good key moments in NXT. So it's a lot of storyline built. Also, we had little other storylines as well. We got Tatum Paxley playing with the doll. She's going to eventually chase Kalani Jordan. You know, she had a little moment there. So there's a lot of good moments going on in NXT right now. They have a lot of stories going on, guys. A lot of stories going on. Definitely. Tyler, salute to you. What's going on with you? What's going on with you, man? Yeah. Tyler said, I think AW needs to step up now. You know what? That's a very, very good statement. And that's an undisputed statement.
And that is undisputed.
They definitely need to step it up. You know, we'll get to AW in a second, actually. Gerard said Roxy called out Goulia and Stephanie Valkyrie. Yes, she did. She cut her out in a promo. But instead of those two coming out, Gerard, that's just when we got Thea Hale came out. You're talking about this promo here. Thea Hale came out instead, and they set that up. But like I said, NXT did go down in viewership. They did. But the show was much, much better. I have to say it was a much better show than last week. I saw a better quality show this week. So, like I said, it may have a climb, but ratings don't mean everything. It don't mean everything. Trust me, ratings are not everything. And we are going to get to that in a second. But the point I'm making is NXT, they have a lot of good storylines going on right now. A lot of storylines. Kalani's boring. Nah, she's not boring. She's just a baby face. You're saying because she's a baby face. Yeah, she may be, but she just won a championship. All new arrivals have been booked phenomenally. Okay. Thea Hale needs to alter her character. Yeah, she do. Yeah, Roxy hot, man. She a hot girl, man. But other than that, though, guys, these were definitely good moments in NXT. A lot of storylines being built. I'm definitely intrigued. I wasn't invested in the storyline at first, guys, but I'm definitely invested between the Josh Briggs and the what's his name? Brooks Jensen. I'm investing in that storyline. I think they really going to, as long as they don't drop the ball with him, I think it's going to go somewhere. So I'm looking forward to that. That's a no DQ match next week. So I think that's going to be good. But like I said, they only had 610,000. So it sucks. I'm not going to lie. They did barely a little over 600,000. Now they had no key people on there. They had no key people. They had no key people. They had no big names coming on there, but they still was able to put out a quality show. Because we didn't even have Roxanne last week, and the show was still good. So, but I know Roxanne, they having a lot of investment in her. I just read something about her. I know she was shown with training with Rhea Ripley at the PC. So they're definitely doing their thing with her. They have a lot going on with her. So I'm not going to even, ignore that at all. So definitely solid what they're doing with her. You know, I just want to see more of it. Definitely want to see more of it. But other than that, guys, it's doing good. It's doing good. It's doing good. Like I said, so many storylines, we don't know where to go first. We don't know where to go first. We don't know where to go, but we're gonna get it there. We definitely gonna see what's the next move between NXT, because NXT is the show. Remember, they are still going to CW this fall. That's in September, so it's still a great show. Let's see. Let's see what you guys gotta say. Gerard says Shawn Michaels being very strategic, calling out Goulia and Stephanie Valkyrie as they know AEW is watching. Good point. Remember too, notate something too, Gerard. I read that Goulia, her English is not that great. She's still struggling to speak English. That's another reason she has not been on television yet. They said she struggles to speak English, and when she comes on, they want her to be solid. They want her to be right. So we got to notate that too. So I think that's a good moment as well with Gulia. Stephanie Vaquer. I mean, she is doing her thing. I've heard, she did some live shows, but she just has not been on TV. But other than that, it's been solid. It's been pretty much solid. So can't wait to see what's going to happen next. And we going to see what's going on. But another thing, like I said, we got to get credit where credit's due, guys. While we talking about Roxanne and Stephanie Vaquer, and we talking about what's the name, Gulia and Stephanie Vaquer. Remember, Roxanne, like I said, she's training with Rhea right now as we speak, right now. And they even had pictures of those two at the PC. So those two are definitely training. They're definitely doing something with that because Rhea has to get better. Let's show that real quick. Just want to show that real quick. Let's see. Oh, okay. We hold the phone. Got a super chat. Figure 4 TV for 189 said, love this concept, show versus show. What soundbite do you want to hear, Figure 4 TV? Do you want the soundbite you normally get? Do you want the one open mic? Let me know what soundbite you want to hear. Let me know what. Just let me know in the chat, Figure 4 TV. I appreciate the 189. Thank you so much. Let's play your soundbite that you normally request when you guys put a super chat in the chat. I can't believe I skipped over that. My fault, Figure 4 TV. Open mic. All right, let's do open mic. And it goes a little something like this.
Who the hell told you tonight was open mic night, bitch?
Thank you, Figure 4 TV. I've been going in talking about NXT. You guys know I love NXT, and I skipped over super chat. My apologies for that. Roxy called out. Yeah. Kalani's, let's see. What else you guys have to say? Josh Briggs ain't going nowhere. You don't like Josh Briggs? Josh Briggs, he's better than what he was before. Josh Briggs is what? Yeah, he better than what he was. Is he the best? No, but he works well with Brooks Jensen. That's the only thing I would say about Josh Briggs, guys. He works good with Brooks Jensen. When he doesn't work with Brooks Jensen, he's not so much noticeable. That's why I'm investing in the feud. Stephanie Vaquer will end up like Andrade, a good wrestler, but no English promos. Well, Gulia, if anything. Did you know about the new NXT Dixon Maez? And then salute to you. Now, this Dixon Maez is that the guy that's with Cora Jade, Anon? If you still in the chat, if that's the same guy, then I know exactly who you're talking about. If not, then no, I don't know who that is. They got so many recruits. They got the NIL program. Julia's half Italian, half Japanese. Okay. Stephanie Vaquer will be a new Chameleon Thirst Trap. We can't say that, Gerard. We don't know. We gotta give her a chance, man. She hasn't even made an appearance yet on TV. Why the AEW should save that match for Ospreay MJF? I think AEW should stop rushing to fast story. I want AEW one story telling everything. I agree. Resident Evil AMC. I remember you. I've seen you here before at the ring. Salute to you. Thanks for coming back. Yeah, Josh Briggs got better. I know he's not the best big man. We talk about, Obi Femi. Duke Hudson looked good in that match too. Let's keep that honest. Duke Hudson versus Obi Femi in the main event, this upcoming NXT episode. I mean, this last NXT episode, He did his thing. That boy did his thing. Duke Hudson looked good against Femi. Oh, that's true. Salute to you, CeeLo. Man, we got a full house in here. Let's make sure we get those likes up, guys. The likes up is real easy, just a click away. Simple and easy. Andrade last promo Mel's fire. Yep, Andrade said, I want him. Duke Hudson was on the main roster during pandemic. I heard about that, Gerard. Do you remember what he was doing, what Duke Hudson was doing? What story was he in? Because wasn't he on Raw? Because I remember his face. But yeah, guys, this was, like I said, it was a good storylines going on. This is Roxanne and Rhea training. It's them two training. So like I said, it's a lot of good stuff going on with NXT. Then you got the Tatum Paxley, Kalani Jordan. It's just interesting storylines. And Roxanne, of course, they're doing a lot with her. Roxanne, keep an eye on her. She's going to be a good key component in the women's division once she goes to the main roster. Keep an eye on Miss Roxy Perez. Yeah, we all here today. Duke Hudson was managed by MVP. I thought I recognized him. He did look familiar. He wore his hair different. If I'm not mistaken, Gerard, didn't he wear his hair different or something? He had a whole different character. That's what I thought I recognized. That's what I said. He was on Raw. I remember seeing him. I just didn't know who he was. But I knew I was right about that. Okay. But yeah, the guys, this was NXT. NXT 600 and what I say? 610,000, 656,000. Let's switch gears. We're going to move on to AEW Dynamite. Yeah. Now, AEW Dynamite, they did better this week. They had 795,000 in viewership. Now, we know that was their anniversary show. We know they hit a milestone. Their milestone was 250 episodes. Amazing, right? 250 episodes for AEW, All Elite Wrestling. Gotta love the AEW stuff, right? So, like I said, they had a full stack card. If you guys remember, or if you even saw the show last night on AEW, they had a good stack card of viewership. The demographic increase. They had a good demographic, and they had a lot of matches on here. If you guys remember, they had the main event Swerve versus Okada, champion versus champion, AEW World Champ versus the Continental Champion in Okada. Will Ospreay, the International Champion versus MJF to open the show. Mercedes Moné versus Nyla Rose. Then Mariah May had a promo, and that whole crap, learning tree bull crap with Jericho. Don't maybe get into that. But other than that, they did do better. The demographic was better. Not only that, they had the demographic was a 0.27 rating in the 1849 demographic, and of course it was high from the 0.23 last week. So they definitely had a do good demographic. So they did better this week, and they beat NXT this week. We gotta give a hooray. For good old AEW. They did good. Yeah. So yeah, they did better this week. They did beat AEW. Yeah. I knew his hair was different. I knew something. Well, so I don't forget faces. I don't know names for anything, but I don't forget a face. Unless you do a movie like Face Off, get constructive face surgery. Blair Davenport's really tone down on SmackDown. I'm sorry, Gerard, to hear, but you got a point, and I gotta give you one of these for that.
Yes! 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 Yes!
She is toned down, and I watched NXT. She was solid on NXT. But other than that, let's get back to good old AEW, All Elite Wrestling. Anyway, their demographic increased. It went from 0.27 to 0.23. They had, like I said, a big increase. They had, remember, 691,000 viewership last week, and they made the jump to 795,000. So it was better. But I'm going to give like I said, we got to remember one thing when it comes to wrestling. We got to remember one thing. And we talk about ratings, we talk about comparing shows. Here's one thing I do want to mention. We're going to talk about quality or quantity. You're going to hear me talk about that. So remember that, guys, quality versus quality, because I see that in these shows. So what do I mean by that? Now, the key moments in AEW, we know that in the show, we know they had their moments. We know they had the match card here. We know that was a big part for the show. So a few things I will mention. A few things I'll mention right now. We know for this, man, where do I begin? I'm about to go in. Get your seatbelts on because the Turnbuckle King about to go in. First off, we had an overrated 60-minute match. AEW had the International Championship to open up the show. AEW had this match going on for 60 minutes, 57, 58. I don't care what it is. It was for 60 minutes. And MJF came out and won the International Championship after hitting Will Ospreay with the Dynamite Ring after knocking the referee out. And before that, the match started off okay. Next thing I know, it was counter after counter after counter after counter, kick after kick after kick, tombstone reverse, tombstone counter, tombstone pile driver. And then I saw with Ospreay, he did the crossroads, he did the Styles Clash. MJF tried everything. He even did the on top of the went off the top of the rope and hit Will Ospreay on the table. It was just like, are we serious here? This match was getting so drawn out that I want to turn off the TV. Like I said, remember that quality versus quantity. We had a 60-minute overrated match. I don't care what nobody say. This match was too long. And it got to the point, man, I'm like, when is this match going to end? When is this going to end? Seriously, when is this going to end? And it just irritated me, man. I'm all for long matches. I'm all for quality. I'm all for all of that. But once I start seeing a story, because when they had these matches, they're telling a story. Once I see a story not being properly told inside the ring, then I'll be like, okay, what are we doing here? What are we doing? And this is not going anywhere. And it really, really got to me. And it was just unbelievable. It was ridiculous. MJF, you wasn't doing anything special. Neither was Will Ospreay. Nothing was special. There was no magic in this match. There was no moments being made in this match. It was just counter after counter after counter, again and again and again. And I'm like, not only this is bad, this is supposed to be your anniversary show. And it just was a big fail. So with that being said, despite you getting a dub this week over ratings, as you should, it's your anniversary show, you still get one of these.
You just made the list!
I was not pleased with this at all. I was not pleased. I was not pleased at all. No way. No way. This was terrible. I told you Eddie Dragunov is being sacrificed for them pushing him later. Now he's low-key buried. He's still losing, not winning. Yeah. Figure 4 TV said them kickouts are ridiculous. Yeah. The kickouts are disgusting, and I'm not happy about that, guys. I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy about that at all. I thought it was just over the top. I'm like, you don't have to do all that to put on a good show. And I wish AEW would learn that. You really don't have to do that at all. And I wish they stopped doing that crap. I wish they stopped doing that. Because that really ticked me off. I mean, no, there was no magic being made. My thing is with this situation regarding this match, since it was your opening match, my thing is, why did we have two guys who never wrestled each other ever? Why do we have these two guys wrestling in an hour match? Like, this is the final bout of this match. And it irritates me about AEW each and every single time. Why do they do it like that? I just don't get it with them. Why? They act like these guys been feuding for months. If I'm not mistaken, MJF just returned to AEW at Double or Nothing. He just returned to the company. Why are we doing that? It's just ridiculous, and that's not quality. That's not quality. Now, back to what I said. No, this is quantity. This is a pure example of quantity. That's all this is. This was quantity. This was not quality at all. Not quality. That is the most overrated 60-minute match I've seen in my entire life. They up here gonna say it's the best 60-minute match in AEW Dynamite history. And when I read that this morning, this is all I had to say.
That's cap. Totally cap.
That is cap. That is not the best match. That match was not the best match in AEW Dynamite history. In AEW, you were reaching on this one. You were reaching. I mean, we gotta tell a story. This match had no story build. No story build. None. No story at all. None. It's just ridiculous. That's not how you're supposed to do things. No story between these guys. Why are these guys going for 1 hour and this is their first encounter? Shouldn't they had a regular match? It did not need to be no 60 minutes. It did not need to be that long. That's what blew me with this whole thing. I'm like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Seriously, what are we doing? This was a waste. This was a pure waste. It made no sense to me. None. It was ridiculous how they ran that. That was a fail by any means. This was a fail. It's supposed to be an opening match. It's supposed to be your anniversary show to celebrate 250 episodes. And this is how you go out. This is how you do it. This is how you do your program.
Moonsault. MJF anticipated
right.
encounter.
The smartest wrestler in the entire world.
Come on, man. That was whack. Whack. Their match was done specifically. Exactly, Gerard. That's what I mean. Quantity. They don't care about quality. Quantity. They're doing nothing for a quick pop. And I'm going to get to that in a second. I was just so irritated with this opening match. MJF has improved his in-ring. Yeah, compared to when he started, yeah, I saw his old tapes. Yeah, he definitely got better for what he used to be. But this was terrible. This was not a good story. None. Not a good story. And then another thing another thing I saw, this is another thing that irritated me. We're not going to talk about the Mercedes versus Nyla Rose. We know Mercedes sucks. Let's be real. But we're gonna go to here. We're gonna go to Mariah May, and I have to. We're gonna talk about how bad her promo was. This is a promo setup for this match. This was not a good promo. This is not a good promo, guys. Very, very terrible promo. And this is supposed to set up for her match against Toni Storm. And if you're going to go out and attack her, and this is what you do, coming out like this, I mean, come on now. This was terrible. I didn't like that promo she cut. And I think Gerard said it earlier. I didn't like the promo. I didn't like what they was doing. This was bad. You try to dress like Tony Storm. You're not Tony Storm. You're not Tony Storm. AEW is young, going through growing pains, learning curve. Per has 26-8. They'll get better. I mean, it's already been 5 years that they started the company. I don't care for Mercedes, Gerard. She's overrated to me. They got her pitted as like she's the best woman in the whole women's division, not just AEW but all wrestling. That's why I say she sucked because she's not on that level. To me, she's not on that level. She's not skilled like that. Sorry, I don't see her that way. Yeah, whatever she's trying, it ain't working. But back to this Mariah May bad promo. I didn't like this promo at all. Didn't do anything. Didn't get her over. Crowd seemed dead. And it's supposed to set up for a match. It's the only story that's actually making sense in AEW. All in. London. This is a good story because we know that Tony was the mentor of Mariah May. She took Mariah under her wing. You know, she treated like that's her daughter. What's crazy is she calls Mariah her daughter, but Tony is literally only a couple years older than her. But, you know, I get it. I think she means daughter as Tony's been in wrestling so much longer than Mariah. Mariah's been wrestling about 5 years, and Tony's been wrestling, I think, a good 10 now. So maybe that's what she means by daughter, I guess. But this was not a good promo. This promo was whack. It did not, like I said, didn't get her over as a heel. Dressing like Tony to do nothing for you. Definitely got the shape like Tony. Definitely was a fail, and I didn't like this at all. I didn't think it did any good whatsoever. I didn't see it because she did look the fact she did look like Tony. I'll give her that. She looked like Tony Storm in this whole promo, but don't change the fact that it just didn't do anything for her by any means. It didn't do anything for her. Not a thing. Now, like I said, you look like Tony, but you're not Tony Storm. There can only be one timeless Tony Storm, and we know that the real Tony Storm is the one on the top. We know there's only one real Tony Storm. But it was interesting, though. Definitely interesting. But I didn't like the promo at all. I didn't like it. Yeah, it is scary. She do look like her, but she can't cut. But Tony, like I said, hopefully their match sets up better than this because this match was this promo was not it. Promo was not it at all. I didn't like the promo. I didn't like the promo at all. I thought it was like, come on now, seriously, come on. Like I said, this is one of the best storylines going on right now in AEW, and I just don't see what else they can do with it. I just don't see it. It don't make sense to me. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. But that's how they doing it, I guess. But it just it's not gonna get them over. I don't think so. I don't see it happening. Hopefully, they match takes up for it. The only thing Mercedes Moné I did like with Mercedes Moné, someone I liked. Even the Britt Baker interaction was trash. Even that was trash too. I didn't like that either. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I didn't like that one. Nothing she did was good on that show. Nothing she did that was good. Nothing she did was good. Nothing. Not a thing. Not a thing. Not a thing at all. Not a thing. It was terrible. But like I said, nothing AEW has a problem with. They got a problem with the whole everybody got to have a belt in the company. I see that as a big issue, but that's just how I see things. Let me see. Yeah, I just don't. I'm not feeling that at all. I'm just not. Well, like I said, we'll go over a little bit stuff with AEW, a little bit more. Because since it was a 250 anniversary show, it's supposed to mean something, right? Really didn't mean anything. But we'll go over some more stuff. Now, like I said, hopefully Tony Storm will respond. She'll respond to this promo probably next week. It's the Blood and Guts next week. Whoop-de-doo, Blood and Guts, right? So they'll have that next week, and we'll see where that goes. But we'll talk about other stuff in the show. We'll talk about key moments of AEW Dynamite. But this promo was not it. Sorry, it just wasn't. It just was not it at all. But we'll talk about other stuff. We'll get off this one here. We'll go off. I've already touched on it. We'll talk about some more. We got the whole Mercedes Moné Britt Baker interaction. It was so obvious that Britt attacked Mercedes. We knew that was her in the stands, so that was not fooling us at all. But it's supposed to set up for their match for All In. And I'm not even sold on that storyline either. I'm not even sold on that at all. But that's my opinion on that one. But that's how they're doing that one as well. Mercedes got 2 belts. They keep doing this whole 2-belt thing. She had a backstage promo with the Elite, and it was pretty whack, very whack. Wasn't good at all. I didn't like it. I thought it was terrible. Could have done a little bit better than that, but that's just me. Could have been better. Then we had Swerve Strickland. You know, he had the one-on-one match against Okada main event, and that match was average at best. And then we had the match did not end in a clean way. Of course, they had DQ, so we had people interfering. But this is one moment that I know they had a match. Swerve tried the best he could. I give him a credit A for effort. He's the AEW World Champ.
Straight up wrestling match. But we know, Taz, 1 week from tonight, Blood and Guts, it will be anything but. It's going to be a...
So that was one part in the match in the main event. Then we know there was a DQ. You had Okada had the Elite interfere. Then we had Mark Briscoe. You had the Acclaim. Then Darby Allin came back coming from the sky like he's Sting 2.0. But no. Terrible. What's not going for it all? What's not feeling it? None of it at all, for that matter. I didn't like it. Could have been a lot better, but that's how I see it. When you say here, Gerard, you said I low-key feel the Bucks of Duck. Oh, the young sucks. You meant to say the young sucks. The young sucks EVP gimmick will ruin AEW the way NWO ruined WCW. Well, you already know my answer to that.
Yes! 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 Yes!
So yes, I agree with that. And everybody got to have a belt backstage. I think that's whack too. I don't like that, but it's just terrible. It's not doing nothing for it. And with that being said, for a 250 episode of AEW to have an anniversary show, this show was heavily overrated. Heavily overrated. This show should have been much better. It should have been much better than this. I mean, the Mariah May promo, trash. Chris Jericho TV time segment, Learn a Tree, trash. MJF Will Ospreay opening match, trash. Mercedes Moné versus Nyla Rose for the that was for the TBS championship. Oh my god, even worse, more trash. I thought it was a regular one-on-one. Yeah, this all make the list. The only thing that was somewhat okay was the Okada and Strickland, and that was average for a main event. But all this mess go on the list for me.
You just made the list!
This could have been much better. Could have been much, much better. I didn't see. There was nothing about this show that was captivating. There's nothing about this show that was, oh my God, this is the best 250 episode ever. I know Chris Jericho cut that bad promo. Oh, I never missed a Dynamite. I missed a couple Dynamites. I'll be here for the 500 anniversary episode of Dynamite. I'll never miss that again. Man, I get that promo and what you said. No,
brother, it doesn't work for me right now.
that did not work, and you didn't get over. So no, terrible. Did not do anything. And I thought it was an overrated show. And another thing, Gerard, you said this earlier, and I'm gonna talk about it. AEW is all about 5-star matches, and that's my big problem with that too. As you can see, this all they care about is 5-star matches, like this piece of crap match they got right here. This match didn't mean anything. And I'm just gonna bring it. Where's your comment at, Gerard? I'm gonna bring up that comment because there it is right there. The match was done specifically for Dave Meltzer, rating 6-star. And I believe that's what all AEW cares about. They do not care about building storylines. They don't. They're all about 5-star matches. And this match between MJF and Will Ospreay, they may have one more match, and you're not gonna see no more story with it. Will Ospreay lost the title. MJF goes on. That's it. Blah blah blah. And that's trash. Come on, man. That's trash. And since they're doing everything for a 5-star match, all this overused stuff, all this kick out, all this counter, all this over exaggerating the match, making it 60 minutes, knowing it should have been no more than 20 minutes. They even said it. This match has reached its time limit. We heard that on the show, and they know what they did. Though at the end of the day, they know what they did.
I didn't know that. You know what you did. I know what you're talking about. I was fair and square. You know what you're a legend, Ray.
Yeah, this is not how you build proper storylines. You don't. You do not build this way. And this is what I mean. This is about quantity. Instead of giving us a regular standard 15 to 20 minute match, we got to have a 57, 60 minute match. We got to have all these big matches, and everybody got to have a belt in this company. Look at this card. Everybody that was on the show was either a champion. Just because it's an anniversary show does not mean every championship has to be defended. Look at this. We had International Championship defended, TBS Championship defended, the AEW World Champion versus the Continental. That stupid title don't make no sense. Continental Championship defended. It don't make sense. It don't. And this is about quantity. Now, when we go over to NXT, when it comes to that, NXT, they are all about quality and storylines. It's quality over there. I don't care. Nobody say NXT is about quality. That's why I say quantity and quality. Quantity is AEW. They try to give you all these long matches, these long, drawn-out matches that don't mean nothing. That's not even telling a proper story in the ring. That's wasting your time, wasting their time, and they do it for a quick 5-star match just so they get a big bonus. Let's be real. NXT, however, it's all about quality. We see a story here building between Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen. We see a story there. Ethan Page just won the NXT Championship. Best believe they're telling a great story with him. A great story. It's a story being built there. You know, we see stories here. Even Kalani and Tatum Paxley, they're starting a story there. Remember, Tatum Paxley had that doll. That was the doll of Easy Dane that she just defeated. She ripped the head off. Kalani told her, "We are too old to be playing with dolls. Let's move forward." And she took a doll that would resemble Kalani Jordan. That's a story building. They're building a story. Whether you don't like Kalani, whether you don't like Tatum Paxley, they're trying to build a quality story. So when they do finally have their one-on-one match, whether it's on a regular NXT episode or a PLE or even a TV special like Great American Bash, it's a story being told, storyline. AEW don't know nothing about that. Nothing about that at all whatsoever. We see story here. Roxanne, they keep talking about her. Story. Just a story. We see stories when she comes out. It's a story. It's a story being told. Story. AEW does not tell stories in the ring. All they do is put on these quick fix. All they do is these kind of matches. Who cared if MJF won the International Championship? Seriously, who cared? I didn't care that he won that title. He didn't do nothing for that show. And for that, I mean, it's story at the end of the day with NXT. It's a story. That's all I care about is story. We getting a story when we see these people out. They're telling a story. They're telling a story. Gerard said, I'm not happy about Ilya Dragunov and Blair Davenport not being used properly. Well, Gerard, Ilya Dragunov, he's new to the main roster. You know, you got to remember, this is not NXT no more. Ilya Dragunov's not going to be at the top of the list. He's not going to be top of the food chain. Remember, he's not just on any main roster. He's on Monday Night Raw, the #1 flagship show that's moving to Netflix this January, I might add. You got to realize who's he on the same show with. You got Jey Uso. You got Damian Priest, Gunther, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, Sami Zayn. If anything, now they pushing Braun Breaker more than him, but Braun Breaker's a different specimen. But he has to get behind all those guys. His time will come. And that's for Blair Davenport. Blair Davenport, same thing. This is not NXT anymore for Blair Davenport. This is SmackDown. And look who she's behind. You got the WWE Women's Champion, Bayley. You have Nia Jax that just won Queen of the Ring. That's going to challenge Bayley for the championship. Let's not forget about Tiffany Stratton and Tiffy Time. It just won the Women's Money in the Bank contract. Then you have Naomi. You know, then you have Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill. She's behind them. She has to wait her turn. So let's give Blair and Ilya their turn. Let's give them some time. Let them wait. They only been on main roster for a couple months now. I think since April. A few months, I'll say. We got to give it time. We got to give it time. We got to give it time. They have to get behind all of those people who's been on the main roster before them. Now, Ilya, with the exception to the rule of the people I named, is Braun Breaker. He's the exception to the rule. And that's because he's Braun Breaker, the son of Rick Steiner, the nephew of Scott Steiner, and who's a 2-time NXT champion who helped build NXT to where it is today. He's the exception to the rule. But other than that, Ilya has to wait his turn. He has to wait his turn. You said, I don't like Kalani. She's bland, no salt, no spice, no seed. Well, she's a baby face. You know, if she was a heel, maybe you would like her more. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe she'd be preferred as a baby face. Kalani is a great performer. She's the first ever women's NXT champion. She's solid. You gotta give, she's coming up. In the short time she just been in NXT, she's doing her thing. Roxy promos and heel run is cringe. No, I disagree with that. Roxy been doing her thing. I expected better doing a face-off between Brittana. You call her Brittana Baker, Britt Baker, and Mercedes Moné. Rumor has it Simple Shades en route to AEW. I've heard about that. I don't think he's going to go because Samantha Irvin, he's going to keep an eye on his baby. Simple Shade got to keep an eye on Samantha. What you doing, Samantha? What you doing? So, no, I don't think that's going to I don't think he's going to let her just stay there. He ain't going to be in the company. So that I doubt. But I have heard the rumors, though. Ethan Page is fired NXT and will be fired when he reaches main roster. Pushing. Yeah, remember, he came from AEW. That's a story building with him. All ego character. Yes. You also said Selena Vega is currently petitioning for more storylines. I read that this morning. Yeah, she said that she says her height has always been used against her or something like that, talking about her height and her size. And she says she wants to prove everybody wrong. She wants to push as a promos on fire, but wrestling skill. Yeah, she needs to get back in the PC. You need to link up with speaking of PC, you need to link up with Roxanne and Rhea Ripley. Get in that performance center. And if you don't like that Selena Vega, there's only one thing you can do.
Go cry me a river.
Yeah. You gotta wait your turn too, Selena. You ain't dope in the ring. You just got out the valet spot a year ago. Even if Kalani's a heel, it won't make a difference. She's born as Josh Briggs. Yeah, I mean Kalani's new to wrestling. Like I said, she's been wrestling that long. I know Kalani, we like her for her looks and her skills. Now, does she cut a great is she a great in-ring character? Does Kalani cut great promos? No, she don't. She don't. I'm with you on that. She can't cut great promos. Very bland. It's a character no. Tatum Paxley got the better character than her, but Tatum Paxley is a tweener or heel, you want to call it. You call it either or. But gotta give her time too. Lola Vice is currently on the rise. It's booked properly, booked correctly, and don't give it a cringy stereotype story. I hope not. Lola Vice, she had a match. It was trash, but she had a match against JC Jane, and it wasn't good. So, other than that, though, she's a baby face now, so we'll see what more to do with her. But other than that, though, NXT, who won the Ratings War this week? Unfortunately, it was AEW Dynamite. Dynamite was the better show this week. If I didn't say it before, I'll say it again. AEW Dynamite was the better show. They had a better rating system. They had over almost 800,000. Big increase from 691,000. Demographic increased. NXT lost this week. But like I said, NXT had the better quality show. AEW was just all for a 5-star match. Tam Pastor is trying to be my new Gothic. Yeah, I heard she be thirst trapping. Yeah, but AEW Dynamite won the war. They won it. I give it to them. Was the show great? No, but they did win the ratings war. Was it spoken and spun like a true politician as far as the matches go for 5-star? Absolutely.
Spoken and spun like a true politician. I mean,
so definitely that was the case here. But AEW did win this week. Where's Cedric Alexander? Doing backstage segments in NXT. He ain't doing nothing. That's all. I talked about that. Yeah, Gerard, check out my NXT review. I said something about Cedric Alexander. I mentioned him. I definitely mentioned him last week. I mean, a few days ago. What am I saying? I mentioned him a couple days ago. I think last week too. But they're clearly the better show. AEW Dynamite was the better show. Yeah, I heard they trying to disband New Day. Yeah, I hope they do. If they disband New Day, I really hope I would be so happy if they do. I'm so tired of that stable. I really hope I will feel excited like this.
yes! 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 Yes!
I really hope they disband that stable. I'm so tired of it. What is a long-term goal for Final Testament? I think it's to put Karrion Kross over. Remember, Karrion Kross started. We know he started on NXT. We know that he came to the main roster with that stupid mask, and he was like not over. And he got released, and he came back. And Triple H is trying to fix the damage that Vince McMahon had caused a few years ago when he came to the main roster. So maybe, just maybe, that would be exactly what he needs. But there was a button in here. If it does not work out, then it's done. It's a wrap. It's a wrap if it don't work. It's going to come to this.
No, brother, it doesn't work for me right now.
And he's gone. I don't know what else they're going to do with Karrion Kross at this point. Isla Dawn, Albert Fry aren't getting over the crowd. No, unfortunately, they're not. Despite winning the Women's Tag Team Championships, they are not doing anything at all to help them. I don't see what's going on with them at all. I don't see it, but that's just me. But no, they're not getting over Gerard, unfortunately. I like all three. I like Isla Dawn, especially Isla Dawn, the way she look. But I do like her, Albert Fry as a tag team, and Bronson Reed. Yes, he lost clean to Sheamus. Yep. Yeah, we could say that, Gerard. If that's the case, we got to say the same about Kevin Owens too. Kevin Owens needs to lose weight too. Kevin Owens is almost 300 pounds. If he needs to lose weight, so do Kevin Owens. At least Bronson Reed is taller than Kevin Owens. There's plenty of guys that need to lose weight, and they're still with the company. Ivar, before he got hurt, need to lose weight. Eric, who this other half of Viking race before he got hurt. It's plenty of guys in that position. But other than that, though, that's what we got here. It is the Developmental or Main Wednesday show 1. Who won this week between NXT and Dynamite? I am going to do this every Thursday. I'm gonna make a schedule of this to do this every week. I'm going to always compare the numbers between, of NXT and Dynamite. So keep an eye out for that. It's something I plan on doing. I plan on doing this every week. And it seems like you guys like me doing this new concept. This is something I plan on doing every week. I'm always going to compare the shows. NXT Dynamite, NXT Dynamite, NXT Dynamite. So you guys stay tuned. I will be doing that more. Something should be done about Zoe Starr, Shayna Baszler, and return. Oh, you talking about Sonya? I actually like that stable. If they win the women's tag team belts, then it makes sense. If you have them 3 run around and they never capture the tag team belts, it's a fail. It's a fail all day. As long as that's the end game for those 3. Well, than that, though, I like that stable. I like where it's going. But other than that, though, guys, that's all I have with the developmental or Main Wednesday show 1. And I'll talk about who won this week between NXT and AEW Dynamite. And as you guys tune in, I appreciate you guys checking out as I will do more of this. And, and we'll see who won each week of the show. NXT Dynamite. Remember, I didn't start this whole war. Dynamite started this way with NXT. So since they started, I'm going to continue the trend. NXT versus Dynamite every week. I just want to notate that. Whether it's a special show like Dynamite had, whether NXT had a special show like Great American Bash, don't matter. I'm still going to compare shows every week. Sonya's a better heel than babyface. I agree. But other than that, though, guys, that's all I have with that. We are headed into SummerSlam. We got SummerSlam coming up. We got All In coming up. We have Bash in Berlin coming up, and also NXT Great American Bash coming up. So always going to be busy. You said what? Yeah, but the IWC is going to call it. They're going to call it a war. I don't call it a war. Like I said, I didn't start this whole comparison. AEW started. I just kept it going. But yes, definitely a friendly competition. That's a good way of putting it too. But they want to make it a war. Now we know if we know with people in IWC guys, since you don't compare the developmental show to your main show, that doesn't make sense to me. But that's how they want to run it. I'm going to run it that way. And I think, like I said, people like that. Tony Khan's giving NXT wrestlers that are a free agent. Yeah. And I don't think he's going to get Simple Shay over there. He gets Simple Shay, I'm going to be shocked. But we will see what happens next with that. But other than that, though, like I said, it's actually interesting. Like I said, you guys let me know how you feel about the whole NXT versus AEW every week. Because I have to do on Thursday, guys, to get the viewership numbers in, the demographic numbers in. So it has to be after the AEW Dynamite show on Wednesday night. So I can't do it Tuesday night. Definitely can't do it Wednesday night. It will have to be on the Thursday evening like we're doing right now. So it's the best thing to do for that matter. But other than that, though, yeah, Kevin Owens is over. Yep. The only reason why Stephanie Vicarious with her because they were impressed with her showing. Yeah, and I heard there's some stuff going on with her too. They said she didn't feel convinced with CMLL and the other company. They said she didn't feel her filming her agreements before she left. I heard there's some smoke with her right now, so I'm gonna look more into that. If not, then may make its trip to the locker room, and that's the other channel of the locker room. Guys, also don't forget, do have a third channel I just started recently. And it's the pink square circle to go a little something like this. So check that out, pink square circle. Nothing dedicated to women's wrestling, all women's wrestling, past, present, and talk about the future of women's wrestling. So that's something that is undisputed.
And that is undisputed.
Well, you said, Gerard, you said Stephanie Vicarious, he was, yeah, I've heard about that. CMLL, I've heard about that. I read that a couple days ago. See, I keep my ears to the streets, guys. Harley Cameron continues to prove AEW. I heard about her. She looked good too, by the way. You should be. I haven't watched much of Harley Cameron. Now, Gerard, isn't Harley Cameron more of Collision on Rampage than Dynamite? I don't watch Collision and Rampage. I only watch Dynamite. As horrendous as that show was, that's what I watch. What show is she on mainly? Ain't she like Rampage? Not Kalani Boring. I gotta see what's up with Harley Cameron. I gotta keep an eye on her. I gotta definitely keep an eye on her. See what the deal is with Mrs. Cameron. I don't know what the whole deal is that with her. So you let me know what the whole deal is with that. Other than that, though, guys, other than that, that's all I have regarding this particular the show here. Soon to reveals will pop up. One would be why Damien's not the best world champion. And the next one is who's the next NXT Women's Champion. So keep an eye out for this every Thursday, guys. Yeah. Let's keep an eye out for this show. You guys already know what it is. It is the U and the T out.